Hello Epic 7, and welcome to this week's Hall of Trials video. This week we'll be fighting ZENO. For Dagger Sicar on ZENO, we need to rack up 8 million points, which is the lowest of all of the Dagger Sicar missions, but ZENO is a tricky one. ZENO is the most RNG filled boss in all of Hall of Trials, so buckle up, this one's going to be a blast. Let's take a look at ZENO's skills. So this week, if a Dark Elemental hero is on the team, decrease the attack of all allies by 80%. Why don't they just say you can't use Dark Elemental heroes? I'll never understand that. Dual attacks cannot be triggered for heroes. God, I hate this one. Every time we see this one, it's practically Smilegate saying you can't get Dagger Sicar this week. It is the worst. When a boss is already exhausted, after a thief hero attacks with a basic skill on their turn, activates a basic skill as an extra attack for every 2 buffs granted to the caster max twice. Holy crap, that was a whole paragraph. So what this means is during the break phase, if you attack, for every 2 buffs you have, you'll be able to attack an extra time. So 3 or more buffs and you'll be able to attack twice in addition to your other attack. It'll be more clear when you see the fight, but trust, this is the savior skill. This is the only thing that makes this possible without dual attacks, so glad this is here. Increase the damage suffered by the boss monster inflicted with unable to be buffed 50%. So once again, they are pretty much forcing our hand into using Auden. She is the only thief that has buff block at a relatively high proc rate who actually does damage. Yes, Peyra has it. Yes, Blooming Lidica has it. A couple others have it. She's the only one that has it that does real damage. So, once again, we will be running an Auden team. And that 70% chance to proc is yet another big old pile of RNG for this fight. But here's the team. First, one nice thing about this team is it's pretty much standard builds across the board. You don't have to re-gear for this, and that's great because we don't have an unequipped for a while. So, Auden first. This is my standard RTA Savior Auden. Nothing has changed on her, just a basic build. However yours is built, she will probably work fine here. If you have her on her own artifact, however, change her to either Shepherd of the Hollow or an artifact that does damage like Our Beautiful Seasons, because the boss is not dark, her own artifact won't give you those extra bonuses. Next on the team, I'm going to run Alexa. Now, you could run normal Alexa if you don't have Summer Disciple. She'll work just fine. And if you don't want to run Alexa, you can also run Corinne. But I like Alexa for this because she hits really hard and she's got some debuffs, which will be important later. I've got her on Our Beautiful Seasons to boost up the damage. You could run her on Dust Devil as well to give yourself an extra proc. You will have so many extra attacks, Dust Devil will probably proc. But I'm taking the definite damage over the probably damage. This is my normal Alexa. I mean, she's just gear holding anyway, but this is my normal Alexa, so she should work just fine. If yours is built a little bit faster or a little bit different, that's okay too. Rage set would work even better than Destruction set. Next is Sid. Sid is almost a must for this. I am running my standard RTA Sid, except, now mind you, I have 2 Sids. This is my damage RTA Sid, not my speed RTA Sid. The only difference between this and my normal RTA Sid is I changed his boots from pen set speed boots to just plain old-fashioned attack main boots. Now I know, Sid is a speed scaler, but his attack scaling is better than his speed scaling, so this lets him hit a lot harder. And because he's doing most of his damage in the break phase, I didn't try to force a pen set. This gave me all the stats that I needed, and I'm not really that worried about pen for racking up damage, because the bulk of the damage is going to come during that break phase when the boss has 0 defense anyway, and pen is worthless. Remember, ZENO is blue, so you only need 85% crit chance. I'm rocking 84%, living a little dangerously, but we'll make it work, I'm sure. His EE doesn't matter. None of the EEs really give us any advantageous effects in this fight, so just whichever one you have on him, I'm sure will be great. And I'm putting him on Cruel Mischief for that extra damage. Once again, you could run Sid on Dust Devil, but 1 extra attack is a 25% increase to the total damage output versus a 30% increase to the known damage outputs. Once again, I'm sticking with the guarantee over the % chance of Dust Devil. Oh, you can also turn Sid's imprint off to get additional crit chance if you need it to get a perfect build. But like I said, I'm trying to do this without changing builds too much. I mean, I changed a boot and a couple artifacts so far. And speaking of changing a boot, this is my normal DN, but I took her shoe off. I did this to break her speed set and slow her down. I wanted her slower because the more turns she takes inside the break phase are the more turns damage dealers are not taking. So I wanted her to be fast enough to cycle her skills, keep everybody healthy, keep the buffs up, but not so fast she monopolized the break phase. So the easiest way around that was just taking off her boot. Now you could change her to an HP main boot or something to make her a little bulkier, but I found this was fine, and I didn't want to waste gold having to take the boot off again later. For an artifact, or for an EE, I've got her number 3 EE. It doesn't really matter. Whichever EE you've got on her will work fine. And a healing artifact is probably ideal. Either Rod of Amaryllis, her own artifact, Unfading Memories. You could run Guardian Ice Crystal. You could run Touch of Rekos. Anything just to help take the edge off the team. Now, I know DN is limited. If you don't have DN, you can be successful in this running Magic Scholar Doris. The only biggest issue, I mean, Doris gives the same number of buffs as DN, so she works great. The only issue is Doris doesn't have a really good cleanse, so you'll need to run a cleansing artifact, and Doris doesn't give attack buff like DN, so DN is just plain better, but you can make Doris work in a pinch. Let's see how this fight goes. So at the start of the fight, ZENO uses his big ultimate skill and nukes everybody. It can't be resisted, it can't be dodged, it can't be evaded, it's just going to hit. So you need to have a cleanser to get rid of this stuff, and that's why DN is so great here. DN can use their S2 skill and get rid of the buff block and the restrict. Now, a couple things to note. Every time you use a non-attack skill, ZENO gives himself stackable evasion and defense. If he evades an attack, he self-cleanses all of his debuffs and gives himself skill null, which can really mess up your rotation if you're trying to push phase. So be careful about using non-attack skills. It can cause you issues. Another thing to note, another hidden passive is hidden under this skill. When ZENO has less than 2 debuffs, he gets 30% damage mitigation. So you will need at least 2 debuffs inside of the break phase to do maximum damage, or you'll just be doing 30% less damage. Now, Auden's got our buff block. That's the important one. But Sid has got defense break, and in a pinch, Alexa's S2 has a couple of bleeds on it. So that'll give us good coverage for the 2 debuffs. Also note that outside of the break phase, if he has less than 2 debuffs and you attack him, he will CR push himself by 15%. So every time you attack this guy and he's not wearing 2 debuffs, he'll CR push. So keep your eye on that as well for cycling. You can always ditch attacks into the front mob if you need to get rid of an attack and not push ZENO. Enough yakking, let's cleanse these debuffs. So here goes the S2. You'll notice the words appear over ZENO, defense and evasion increased. We'll go ahead and S3 with Sid to get our speed buff up. Hopefully we don't trigger the evasion. Nice. Good chunk of damage. Auden should be ready to go next round, so we'll go ahead and drop the big bomb here.
It'll all be over in the blink of an eye. I'm ready.
And it's Alexa's turn. If we S1, we will get 2 hits. I'm actually going to S3 to give herself an attack buff. I think we'll still have enough damage. Her S3 gives herself an attack buff.
Never back down.
Shall I attack?
You know, it's kind of silly because DN's going to give an attack buff when she S1s, so, or S3s here. Regardless, this should push phase.
This is going to hurt.
Easily.
Let's advance
Okay,
together.
so everybody has got 2 buffs except for Auden, who only has 1. We'll S3 here to give everybody an attack buff and anti-crit. That gets everybody up to 3 buffs and Sid up to 4. Now, unfortunately, we need 4 buffs to get both of the extra attacks. So we're only going to get 2 attacks here. 1 and then the 1 extra attack. Hopefully one of these sticks buff block. Missed. Got it. Okay. As long as we have buff block, we're in good shape. We'll just S1 here. Now, Sid has got 3 buffs, so he will get all 3 attacks. There's 1. And we got the defense break, so now we're doing maximum damage because we've got the 2 debuffs. Alexa attacks. That is 1, 2, 3. She got 3 because her kit has a built-in extra attack. So she got the 1, the bonus for having 2 debuffs, and then the 3rd attack. We'll go ahead and S2. This will give everybody some shields. And there's 1, 2. Sid will get 3 attacks. Nice. We've got the crit damage buff. Because of this crit damage buff, when you're building your Sid, try to keep your Sid at 300 crit damage or lower. That way you get full advantage of this. This will not overcap crit damage. So going for higher than 300 crit damage, you might lower your damage output a little bit when this buff procs. So focus more on attack than crit damage for Sid. 1, 2. Oh man, there's the 1%. There's the 1%. Do you believe it?
I'm ready.
Alrighty then. I want to get rid of these buffs, and Diane has a way to go before her cleanse skill is up. So rather than CR push ZENO, I'm going to work on killing these ads. There we go. Just slap this guy. I didn't expect that to kill. Hit here.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Auden can hit here. You notice all the hits into the ads, none of them push ZENO. Now we're going to silence. Really? Silence? None of your skills were really ready anyway. So we just S1 here.
Shall I attack?
We'll do some big damage. Cut and slice.
Excuse me.
I won't back down.
I'm going to put 2... he will just cleanse them because these bleeds... No, these bleeds are 2 turns. If I hit both of them, he shouldn't CR push. I got both of them. You notice he didn't CR push. But he self-cleansed them right off. So we're back to CR pushing him again. The buff block, that's nice. Okay, ZENO's getting ready to do his thing. I am going to just see if I can stall a little bit here. Nice hit through evasion.
As long as I have something to
Buff block. Nope.
I will guide you through the light.
He's getting ready to do his ultimate, so I'm saving her S2. Hit. Hit. Okay, here comes the ultimate. As long as this doesn't kill anybody, we're good. Wow, that almost killed my Alexa. That's crazy. Okay, I don't want to push ZENO, so we'll just ditch the attack here. The S2 will cleanse all these debuffs and heal us up a good chunk.
We still have hope.
I'm going to gold shield up in hopes that ZENO hits somebody other than Alexa. Oh, he pushed up. Excellent. Invincible. I love it. I'm going to S3 for the attack buff.
For the glory of
Shall I attack?
We'll S3 for really, really big damage.
And slice.
I believe this is what the goddess wills.
I'm going to stall around, hit an ad here. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Okay, we hit ZENO. Pow.
And my opponent?
I want to make sure Auden is closer to the front because I want Auden to be the first unit to go inside the break phase so that we can get the buff block back up inside the break phase. So I'm not going to hit ZENO here. We'll just hit this ad right here.
guide you through the light.
Don't think I'm going to get I don't want to use the S3 yet. I want to use it inside the break phase. So we'll just S1 here.
I'm ready.
We'll double bleed ZENO. Oh, I guess we're just pushing break phase, aren't we?
Is it my turn?
Okay, that's a little unfortunate, but we only lose one attack, right? There goes Sid.
While you blink.
Come on, give me it. Okay, excellent. There's our 2 debuffs. So we are good for the 30% mitigation being gone. We just need Auden to stick buff block, and we are Gucci.
My goddess.
DNL S3 here. That'll give everybody 2 buffs. So we got 2 buffs. That means Auden will get 2 hits. Hopefully 1 is buff block. Got it right on the first one. It's a 70% chance, so usually it hits. We'll get 2 hits off of Alexa, plus her extra hit from her S1 skill. That's 3 hits. And this will give 2 more, or this will give another buff in the form of a barrier. Sid is now ready to do 3 big hits. Let's go, Sid.
Like the wind.
1,
While you blink.
2,
This is going to hurt.
3. Excellent.
As long as I have
Auden will get 2 hits off.
I will
1,
never lose.
2.
I'll do my
Alexa
best.
will get 2 hits off. 1, 2, 3 for her bonus
I will
hit.
guide you through the light.
We'll just waste an attack off the end here.
Ah, is it my
And
While you blink.
1.
Like the wind.
Dagger Sicar.
While you
Before we've even finished the break phase, we're at Dagger Sicar. In this team, as long as we're careful, we should be able to clear, except that all of my damage dealers died. Wow, that was unbelievable. I don't know if I can clear this with just Auden. That's going to be a tall order. I think that's Auden's first clapback. Oh, the provoke on my healer. Why are you provoking my healer?
Don't worry, I'm here.
Okay, we do this, and hopefully
Future reference.
the gold shields stand the test.
Like,
Nice hit into my evasion unit.
we still have hope.
Ooh, this is not good. Do I have any healing? Good, I've got all the healing. I don't want to push ZENO around too much. Actually, I've got to do some damage. Buff block. Damn it.
Let's advance together.
S2, we need the shields with the healing. That's fine.
I fight with the
Power of all. I will guide you through the light. You pitiful beings. Death is your repentance.
Stop provoking my Soul Weaver, you dirty, dirty dogs. Or you could just kill my Soul Weaver. Oh well, that's all she wrote. 8.7 million. It's still Dagger Sicar. I know this team can full clear. I full cleared with it live on stream. You can check the VOD on my Twitch channel if you want to see that. It's a solid, easy team to build, and the thing I really want to drive home is I didn't re-gear for this. I changed Sid's boot, I took DN's boots off, and I changed some artifacts around. But other than that, normal basic builds. If you really want to go nuts with this, put Rage Set on all your thieves and rip the highest score on the field. In fact, I think if I geared properly for this, I could easily push into the 10 to 11 million range. And it looks like some have already done just that. I do not have a ton of gold right now. My unequipped ticket has already been used, and I really don't feel the need to push a super, super high score this time around. I just wanted to show you a quick and easy Dagger Sicar team using normal units. Okay, and if you're looking for a full auto team, we run the exact same team except we swap Alexa out for a cleanser. Ambitious Tywin would probably be better, but Elena works just fine. The reason I like Ambitious Tywin a little bit better is because he does have a little bit of damage in his kit, and his stuns might control the front mobs. But we're going to run Elena because, hey, she's not an ML5, a little more accessible. Now, the Elena is just your standard build. She is on Doctor's Bag to help with the debuffs. You leave her skills on, but you turn Sid and Auden's skills off. Doctor's Bag gets rid of one of the debuffs, and then her S3 gets rid of the other debuff.
May those evils be punished.
DN stacks more buffs on our units, and we're able to start dishing out some serious damage.
My goddess.
Like the wind.
And we're into the break phase. Now, DN and Elena are wasting a lot of turns. It is what it is. There's our first debuff. And as long as we get an extra hit from Auden here, a couple wasted hits. Sid unfortunately cuts. Hopefully we get buff block here for some damage. One hit, got buff blocks, and now we're doing maximum possible damage. DN uses her S3 here. It feels like a little bit of a waste, but that's okay because it primes her S2 to be ready into ZENO's big attack. This should trigger our Elena, cleansing one buff from Doctor's Bag, healing us up a bit. Her S1 cleanses a couple of buffs. DN's S2 will get rid of the rest of the buff blocks, and we're back to doing decent damage again. And most importantly, our team's staying healthy.
The chosen ones. Blessings of the stars.
Like the wind.
Defense break was a little bit easier because of Sid's effectiveness boost. The ER buff is helping keep the provokes and silences off of DN, so she's actually working quite nicely here. Hopefully it's enough damage, though. Okay, we're getting ready for ZENO's second big attack. He cycles a lot because of the CR pushing. There's the big hit. This should trigger Elena and trigger Doctor's Bag. Nice hit onto Auden. This unfortunately won't buff DN, but it gets buffs on everyone else, and that's what's important.
Give me strength.
Heal and a push.
While you blink.
Shine forever. In the light of the stars.
One more round of hits. Sid should push us into the break phase.
Like the wind.
And there we go. Now, as long as Auden hits, we get 3 chances. 1, got it in the first. 2, 3. Look at all these buffs. This is so good. Some wasted attacks from the Weavers. 1,
This is going to hurt.
2. Come on, there's the defense break. Now we're doing maximum damage because we have 2 debuffs.
May those evils be punished.
Restock our buffs here. 1, 2.
Like the wind.
4.1, 4.5. There we go. Triple S plus full auto team.
Goddess.
While you blink. Like the wind. This is going to hurt.
Remember, if your Elena and DN are really, really fast, take off their boots, slow them down a little bit so they don't waste a ton of turns inside the break phase. You want to make sure that your damage dealers get to do damage. And that's a little tough to do if your Soul Weavers are constantly taking up all of the turns. Nice hit on Auden. Good job, guys. You guys are doing great at hitting through evasion.
Stardust.
Good timing.
Soar into the night sky.
Elena protects everybody with gold shields, keeping us from taking too much damage here. And by taking too much damage, I mean we're not taking any damage because we're immortal. Good hit. No buff block.
You pitiful beings.
DN heals up. It's so unfortunate that ZENO's getting ready to take a turn and is going to strip all of that away. But DN is ready to go again, and her S2 skill is the first one to go. It looks like Sid is taking a dirt nap.
Please, save us.
Poor Sid. Well, Without Sid, I don't see this full clearing, but it doesn't need to. 4.5 million was our goal on full auto, and we have blown that out of the water by almost 2 million points. And remember, if you do not have Elena, you can just move DN to the top spot and put Ambitious Tywin in the front and basically get the same effect. Hey, he hit Auden again.
The chosen ones. Blessings of the stars.
Holy smokes, he missed. Ouch. And down goes Elena. This skill can't miss. This goes right through evasion, so that'll be the end of our Auden. 6.47 million. On a run, we were only trying to get 4.5, so this is a very safe, consistent SSS plus team. I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope if you don't have your ZENO Dagger Sicar already, that you have it by the end of watching this video and the end of running it this week. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to join my Discord if you need some direct one-on-one help. And as always, like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.